We're on SAT Practice Test 10, Math Section 1, Question 1. What do we know about the first 8 questions of Section 1? They're incredibly easy, so this level of difficulty here is incredibly easy. For a particular machine that produces beads, 29 out of 100 beads it produces have a defect. A bead produced by the machine will be selected at random. What's the probability of selecting a bead that has a defect? So the first thing we want to note here is this is a crappy machine if like 29 beads out of 100 are defective, but that's the answer, isn't it? 29 out of 100 beads are defective. The things you want over the total number of things that can happen, that's probability. That's the answer. It's C. Get this question right in 2 seconds and move on. We're on SAT Practice Test 10, Math Section 1, Question 2. What's the level of difficulty here? It's very easy. Remember, the first 7 or 8 questions on Section 1 are always incredibly easy. You got this equation. The equation gives the speed s in miles per hour of a certain car t seconds after it began to accelerate. What's the speed in miles per hour of the car 5 seconds after it began to accelerate? So the story doesn't really matter here. You've got this equation. An Able Testing Service is telling you what t is. What's t? It's 5. So just plug in 5 for t. You've got 40 plus 3 times 5. What's that? That's 15. So what's the speed? It's 55. Couldn't be easier. Answer's D. Get this right very quickly. Just be careful. Not allowed to miss any easy questions and move on. We're on SAT Practice Test 10, Math Section 1, Question 3. What's the level of difficulty here? It's easy. It's really easy. 4x equals 3. What's the value of 24x? So write down what you're looking for, 24x. Circle it. The easiest way to do this is just to do the algebra. And I say that because the Able Testing Service explanation suggests that you can do some like ridiculous thing. Don't do that. Just do this. What's x when you divide both sides by 4? It's 3/4. So now you're just going to say 24 times 3/4. You can put that in your calculator, or if you want to, you can do it on paper. You can divide or reduce by 4, and you're just going to get 18. It's C. You get it right real quick and move on. We're on SAT Practice Test 10, Math Section 1, Question 4. What's the level of difficulty here? It's a very easy question. Easy questions have easy answers. The scatter plot shows the relationship between 2 variables x and y. A line of best fit is also shown. There's the line of best fit. Which of the following equations best represents the line of best fit shown? So we're looking for the equation that works. Guys, all this problem is y equals mx plus b. Don't worry about the y's and the x's. It's an easy question. It's got an easy answer. All you need to be concerned with is m and b. What are m and b? M is the slope. So let's start there. What about this slope? Can you say anything about it? Like, is it positive or negative? It's definitely positive. So write down A, B, C, D, and let's cross off any answer choices that have negative slopes. Hey, C and D, man, those are negative x's. So they can't be right. So cross them out. All right, let's go to the B. What is B? It's the y-intercept, which means where the line crosses the y-axis. Where is it? Right here. It's like 3 and something maybe. Is it positive or negative? Well, again, it's definitely positive, so between A and B, does anything say negative? Yeah, B says negative, so that's gone. So the answer is A. It's a simple 2-step process. You get it right real quick and move on. We're on SAT Practice Test 10, Math Section 1, Question 5. What's the level of difficulty here? It's easy. The first 7 questions or so of any Section 1 are always going to be easy. You're not allowed to miss them. Of 300,000 paper clips, 234,000 are size large. What percentage of the paper clips are size large? So what are we looking for? The easiest way to do this problem is to ballpark. Just write down A, B, C, D. Just generally speaking, is 234,000 half, more than half, less than half of 300,000? It's more than half, so that means that A and B are gone. And then what would be 2/3 of 300,000? 66%. Be 200,000. Right? It's more than that, so it's D. If you want to do the real math, you can. 234,000 is what percent? What percent of 300,000? I'm going to put this 300,000 over 1 so that I can see that I can reduce, or you could just pretty much put it in your calculator. But 234,000 equals 3,000x divided by 3,000 on both sides. Okay, this all goes away. You can divide through, get all these zeros out of here. 234 divided by 3, got to put that in your calculator, 78. But once again, it's easiest to ballpark. Get this question right in 2 seconds and move on. We're on SAT Practice Test 10, Math, Section 1, Question 6. What's the level of difficulty here? It's easy. You've got a table. The table shows 3 values of x and their corresponding values of y. There's a linear relationship between x and y. Which of the following equations represents this relationship? I'm going to write down A, B, C, D. I'm going to cross off these answer choices. And when I look at the answer choices, what do I see? I see y equals mx plus b. All right, what's the easiest things here? M and b. What's b? It's the y-intercept. And what's the y-intercept? The y-intercept is when x equals 0. Do we know when x equals 0 here? We do. So what's the y-intercept? 18. So the thing it has to be here is 18. So let's go and cross off any answer choices that aren't 18. That's A and C. All right, cool. What's the other thing we got to figure out here? The y's and the x's can go on forever. It's m. What's m? It's slope. All right, what's the deal for slope? It's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You can use any 2 points you want. You don't really need to draw a chart, but I'm gonna. I don't want to use the 0 point. I'm going to use 1 and 13 and 2 and 8. Okay, so y2 minus y1, let's make that 13 minus 8. That's 5 over, since I started with 13, I got to start with 1. 1 minus 2, that's negative 1. So that's negative 5. So the slope is negative 5. So let's look at B. B says 18. D says negative 5. That's the answer. It does take a little work, but it is not in any way hard. Easy problem. Get it right and move on. We're on SAT Practice Test 10, Math, Section 1, Question 7. What's the level of difficulty here? It's easy. The function f is defined by f of x equals x squared plus x plus 71. What's the value of f of 2? So we're looking for f of 2. Functions can get really hairy on the SAT, but not when they're easy. It's an easy question. What do you got to do here? All you got to do is do 2 in this function. You got to follow the directions. So every time you see an x, you're going to put in a 2. I'm going to write the function. You don't really have to. X squared, 2 squared, so 4, plus x, 2, plus 71. You can put that in your calculator if you want. Don't really have to. 77. Couldn't be easier. Functions are just following directions. If you can follow directions, you can get them all right and move on. We're on SAT Practice Test 10, Math, Section 2, Question 1. When you get to Section 2, the first 2 questions are easy. They're so easy that you're going to think you must have blown Section 1 and ended up in the easy Section 2. An airplane descends from an altitude of 9,500 feet to 5,000 feet at a constant rate of 400 feet per minute. What type of function best models the relationship between the descending airplane's altitude and time? For these kinds of questions, you definitely want to write A, B, C, D, and then you just want to cross off. So conceptually, what's going on here? This is an airplane, and it's going down. So if it's going down, is it going up? No. So what can you cross off? Cross off C and D, and then all you got to figure out, is it an exponential decrease or a linear decrease? Well, the key word here is constant rate. That's enough to get you to the answer, but if you're not sure, I mean, just think about it and kind of draw a picture. You're starting at 9,500, you're going to go down. How are you going to draw this line? You're going to draw this line like this, right? Or are you going to draw it like this, or how does it work? It's going to be a straight line. It's a constant rate. So, it's linear. It's a 2-second problem. You get it right and move on. We're on SAT Practice Test 10, Math Section 2, Question 2. What's the level of difficulty here? It's very easy. Remember that the first two questions on Section 2 are going to be so easy that you're going to think you bombed Section 1 and got the easy Section 2. Line K is defined by y equals 17 over 7x plus 4. Line J is parallel to line K in the xy plane. What's the slope of line J? So let's write down what we want. You don't even have to do this, but I want to write down the equation. Okay, so what's slope here? It's this. Y equals mx plus b. M is the slope. A line that is parallel to another line has the same slope. So line K has slope 17 over 7. What's the slope of line J if it's parallel? It's 17 over 7. B. Couldn't possibly be easier. One-step math, get it right, and move on.